Well, hello, Duber Church. We're here with Larry and Angie Overholt, some missionaries of ours who we've supported in Honduras. Sent a team down just last year to help with their ministry down there, and just want to catch up and keep you informed, let you know what they're doing, what's happening in Honduras, and where God's leading them in the future. So welcome them to worship, and glad to have them. So Larry and Angie, if you just want to tell us what's been happening and where God's been moving in your ministry, and maybe a little about where you are being led by the Spirit here in the next year, in the near future.
Okay, well, thank you, Pastor John. It's an honor and a privilege for us to be able to greet the folks at Duber, and we continue to pray for you. And thank you for the years and years, probably close to 40 years of support that we've had from Duber, because Duber came alongside us almost from the very beginning of our ministry in Honduras, when we were at the farm school, and then when we moved to Choluteca in 2000 after Hurricane Mitch. We're in another transition right now. It's interesting, God's timing sometimes. None of this has caught him by surprise. We don't know how we're going to respond through all of the transitions and the pandemic and everything that we're facing. But we had come to the point where we were turning over the ministries that we had started we're turning those over to Hondurans, the vocational school, the community outreach program, 4-H, and then the nursing school that Angie had helped start. All of that was under local leadership. So we were kind of wondering, well, what we were going to do next. And at our age, nobody was really too interested in us starting another project that was going to take 10 years to get started. And the old missionary motto is always to turn things over to locals as soon as we can. So we feel like we've been successful in that, but we'd planned on coming to the States and working with World Gospel Mission in more of a regional manner, and then the pandemic kind of sped that up. We left Honduras on March 15th, and on the 16th, the airport closed down, and they've not had any domestic flights since then. So again, I think it's interesting, the God's timing in all of this, but we're still staying busy. We've moved into more of a regional ministry where we're part of a new Americas team, and there are a lot of missionaries that are like us that have years of experience, and WGM has decided that we can be kind of like a rapid mobile force once this pandemic settles down, that with our years of experience, we can go into other countries throughout the Americas, South America, Central America, and even here in North America, and provide help in strategic planning, education projects, and that kind of thing. So World Gospel Mission has asked me to take over as a global advisor for monitoring and evaluation of our projects around the world. So that means a lot of data collection, data analysis, and it's kind of interesting. My educational background, I spent a lot of time in statistical analysis, and this is proving beneficial now. So you will, in the near future, be seeing some new reports coming out of WGM on the projects around the world, and we'll be monitoring those projects in a different way so that we can evaluate and better invest the resources that we have, and also celebrate the successes that World Gospel Mission is having around the world. So we're staying busy. Angie is working a lot with Choluteca, even at a distance, and she can tell you what she's been doing with the nursing ministry there.
We decided, because of the COVID virus, that we needed to be able to form some triage teams to go to the homes of people and identify who has COVID or COVID symptoms. The healthcare system has collapsed in Choluteca, they began to open up the hospital more and more for COVID patients until now it is 100% COVID patients. So no one was taking care of the diabetics. No one was taking care of the people with high blood pressure or asthma. And they were trying to talk to the people about staying home with COVID instead of going to the hospital. So we were able to form 2 teams, and they consist of some of our personnel from the nursing school, plus our graduates from last year. And they're doing an awesome job. Just last month, they saw over 800 patients out in the villages. The mayor is working with them, and they are able to provide medications for the diabetics, medications for those with high blood pressure and asthma, and also for those with COVID symptoms. They're doing teaching, they're passing out Bible tracts. And so I've been working daily with them, trying to help them organize for questionnaires and keeping the information straight and being able to provide what they need. And so we just want to thank you for your support in all that you have done for us and with us over the years, because these ministry outreaches are a part of your ministry too.
Oh, well, wonderful. Well, why don't you tell us just real quick how we might be able to pray for you personally and continue prayer for the nation of Honduras.
Sure. Anytime you're in a transition like this, and especially at a time like the world's going through a pandemic, it's difficult. So pray that we would be able to continue in ministry, even though much of our work is being done virtually. And especially as Angie leads these teams of nurses and medical professionals out into the community, I ask that you pray for their protection. The medical field has been extremely hard hit in Honduras, much more than we're aware of here in the States. We know nurses and doctors that have died. Part of it is they don't have the protective equipment. Part of it is because of the huge amount of viral infections that they're exposed to. They're just overloaded with exposure to the coronavirus. Doctors are dying, nurses are dying. So as our nursing instructors and our graduates are out in the front line of trying to stop this pandemic from spreading in Honduras, pray that they would be protected. We've helped them to get the equipment that they need. They're better educated than the average, even medical professionals. So one of the things that I insisted on personally with our nursing coordinator, I said, you've got to assure me that you're going to do everything you can to protect yourself. She's a widow. She's got a son at home. It would be a tragedy.
And also we are asking for prayer for the country of Honduras. Larry read a statistic this past week that 40% of the people have lost their jobs in Honduras. In Choluteca. And people do not have food. We have been trying to help raise money to be able to provide for food for the people there. We've been trying to help people to pay for their internet so that they can try and send assignments in, especially our nursing students. Many of the kids are it's a very poor education that most of the public school system is giving right now just to try and get by. And so we would just ask that you pray for the people. We have also been asked that when this is all over, that somehow we provide some kind of psychological care for those that are working, because like Larry said, so many have died in the medical profession, and it has hit the whole city of Choluteca very hard. So we ask for prayers for that.
Yeah, we're praying that we would be able to provide a conference for medical professionals once this is over, kind of a retreat. Bring in Christian psychologists. It's a real opportunity to minister to people in their time of need.
Well, we will definitely keep that in prayer and raise you both up in prayer, and the nation of Honduras, because they are feeling the effects of this far harder than we are, and continue to keep you in prayer and support you, and thank you for your ministry and what you've done.